Meeting right.
Thank you. It's one of my favorite shirts. And anybody who knows me knows I have a lot of shirts. So, guys, let's. We're going to talk here about a film that was definitely ahead of its time. Took a brave step away from sort of the slasher formula and delivered a really unique story. It's become obviously a beloved cult classic, or you wouldn't all be here right now. I personally and Connecticut HorrorFest are incredibly honored to have the minds and talented actors who brought this vision to life. Please, huge round of applause for Tommy Lee Wallace, Dick Warlock, Stacey Nelkin, and Dr. Dan Chalice himself, Tom Atkins. Thank you guys again for being here. So anybody who's seen me do a panel, I really like to ask just a handful of questions, then like to really toss it to you guys, because you guys aren't here to hear me babble and wonder what I'm thinking about. You know, you guys want to ask your own questions. So the way that's going to work, since we don't have a room mic, oh, you do have a room mic. Oh, Ken, you are just something else, baby. You're amazing. Who loves you? So I'll ask a few questions, and then we'll point some people out. Ken will come over with a mic, and that's Ken over there, the white-haired, fuzzy gentleman. He'll come over with the mic, and he'll pass it over to you. So let's start with a question for Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy, directing Halloween 3, obviously a bold move for the franchise. What was your vision for the film and the story that you really wanted to tell?
I wanted to accurately bring to life the screenplay. For starters, that's every director's job. It should be said that this brilliant, strange idea did not come from my head. It came from Nigel Neal's head. He was the original writer. He was a god in the 50s science fiction of Great Britain. And I suppose the reason we wound up rewriting Nigel was because something about his writing stayed locked in 50s British science fiction television. And so what first John and then I wanted to do was, look, our audience was American teenagers and 20-somethings, and we wanted to update it enough so that they would go see it and buy tickets. John rewrote Nigel and I rewrote John. Nigel didn't like the direction we took and took his name off. John never claimed credit. So I wound up with sole credit, which is like ridiculous, but I'll take it because I'm proud of the script. What was the question?
Safe to say that you covered it. Thank you. Question for Stacey. As Ellie, you were part of a very different kind of a Halloween film, obviously. You know, did you know that going in? Had you seen the previous Halloween films? And kind of what was your initial reaction to the script's premise?
Oh, good questions here. First of all,
yeah.
Dick is very under the weather and has no voice, so he was requesting that you don't ask him questions.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but
He's here for moral support.
Exactly,
yes.
Exactly.
Is this happening? Can you hear this?
Yeah.
He's here for moral support. So, Dick, your experiences, could you expound?
Thanks, Tommy.
I'm going to kill
you. I had. There we go. I had not seen either. I guess just one and two.
Yeah.
I had not seen either because I was traumatized by watching The Exorcist when I was young.
Fair.
And so I really avoided scary movies because, stayed in my head too long, and bad dreams and things. So I had not seen either of them. So I really didn't know about how great a departure it was until after the movie. Somehow I did get to see one, and then eventually I saw two. I thought one was great. But our movie I loved because I loved my character,
Yep.
Ellie. She had a lot of spunk and a lot of determination, and she was kind of willful, and I loved that.
Yeah.
So that was what drew me to the movie,
Right.
actually. Yeah.
Awesome. How do you feel about the film's cult classic status, as it were?
It's stunning, and it's really thanks to all of you. It's truly stunning.
Yeah.
None of us expected this, right?
No,
Like
no,
this
no.
this is really an incredible surprise and kind of amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So, a question for Mr. Atkins.
Is that for me?
That's
too?
you. Yeah.
What my thoughts about the movie?
Nope.
No, I got
Not
you. I got a
yet,
new
not
question for
yet.
you.
Wait.
I got a new question for you.
New
As Dr. Dan Chalice, our hero, a character who's often seen, as one of the best everyman protagonists. What did you enjoy most about playing Dr. Dan Chalice?
The drinking. and all the girls. Oh God. Yeah, I enjoyed everything about doing Dr. Chalice. Is this working? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So one of my favorite stories about the movie is him. Tommy went to look for the location of where we would shoot, and him and Dean Cundy went up to Eureka, flew up to Eureka, rented a car, started down the coast. And the first town they got to was the town, right? You tell it.
You lying sack of shit.
Yeah. Okay. So he got to this little town. What was it called?
Lolita.
Lolita, California. And they start driving through it slowly. And Tommy goes, "Oh, geez, look at that factory. And it's for lease. And it's, he said that would be great for the Shamrock factory." And they keep going. They go past the motel. It's ideal. And they go through the whole town. And they get to the other side. And he said to Dean, "Do you feel like you were being watched the whole time we were driving through the?" And Dean said, I did. This is where we will shoot Halloween 3. And that's a wonderful story to me. And my experience on the movie was I was thrilled to get the movie and the part, and I didn't even have to audition for it. Him and John gave me the part, and I was elated and delighted by that. And he called me one day, or John, somebody called me and said, "Come out to the office. We're interviewing the final 3 girls for Ellie. We're not sure who these 3." So I went and would you come and read with them? And I said, sure. So I went out, and I don't know what number Miss Grimbridge was when she walked through the door, but as soon as she walked out of the door, all of us in the room said, "That's it. She's it." So that's how she got her part. And I did enjoy the drinking and lollygagging with nurses and stuff. But I've often thought, and I decided, what the hell kind of a doctor is this guy who leaves his wife and 2 beautiful children, beautiful wife, and heads north with a young woman looking for her father and grabbing 6-packs along the way. And I decided he is an incredibly brilliant and talented trauma surgeon with a drinking and a woman problem. That's Chalice for me. I loved also that we got to do a scene in the Shamrock Bar, which, by the way, is still exactly, it's moved, but it's exactly the same looking as it was back when we shot there.
A dump, in other
And
words.
I've often thought if I ever moved back to California, I would move up to within walking distance of the Shamrock Bar and get in a little apartment and just go there every afternoon and watch the news and have a couple of beers and then go home. And I loved that in that Shamrock Bar, right outside and across a couple of streets, is the square where the original invasion of the body snatchers, the pods were handed out to the people from trucks in that very square up in that, what the hell is it? Santa Maria, Santa Mira.
Oh, give me a minute. I'll think of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I did hate the song. I think we all hated the song by the end of the movie because it played behind every scene we shot. It was, 3 more days of Halloween. And there's a picture of me that some people have brought around today for me to sign, of me watching the TV, listening to that song, holding a shot glass in my hand. I don't recall, it probably wasn't real whiskey, but I needed that shot glass to put up with that song every day. Those are some of my thoughts. Yeah, I know it. I know it.
The town that Tommy's talking about is Sierra Madre, and because we owe a lot to the original invasion of the body snatchers, Santa Mira is the town.
Well, that's what we call it.
Well, it's not just what we called it; it's what they called it in the original invasion of the body snatchers. So we were paying tribute every step of the way.
So, Stacey, your on-screen chemistry with Dr. Chalice was a key part of the film's success. Can you talk about your experience working with Tom and how you guys developed that dynamic?
Oh, wow.
It was really easy working with Tom.
Yeah.
Is that what you asked? Is that what he asked?
Oh, he's asking, yes.
Oh, her.
But that's okay.
Oh, her.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Very difficult actress to work with. No, it was easy peasy. We liked each other. It was, two professionals doing the job.
Yep.
And it was really enjoyable for me. I hope for
What's her name?
Stacey also. But I think it was. And I get, at least it wasn't the first day that we had to get into bed together, was it?
Maybe the first or second day?
Second,
Yeah.
second day?
It was pretty.
It was pretty
close.
quick, right?
That old thing, this is your co-star, now get in that bed.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so it was the second day.
Something
second
like
day.
that. It was pretty early on.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. And it was, but it was very tastefully done, I thought, very nicely done. And Tommy only had the necessary people in the room. Dean, the cinematographer, operated, I think, the camera, and Tommy was there, and herself and me, and maybe one or two others, but it was nicely done. I often, though, thought afterwards my actual wife was in the movie.
Right.
Garn Stevens, at the time. We were married.
Played
She
Marge
has since
Gutman.
died, God rest her soul. But she, and we divorced a long time ago. Right after the movie. No, I'm not, I'm kidding.
I knew it.
No, it was, but she played Marge, who got her face eaten out by a chip. Oh, man. In the motel room next door to the motel room that Stacey and I were in.
Yeah.
It was just kind of quirkily complicated and a little bit unnerving. But I think all three of us got through it fine.
I don't think I knew at the time that you
Oh,
were married to her.
really?
Did I? I'm not sure. I
Oh,
did.
maybe not.
I'm
Maybe
not,
not.
sure. But Tom was a class act all the way, and Tommy Lee made it very easy to
As you were
you
also.
are made it very easy because yeah, I think I had that no nipple clause, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So you know, so when you're making doing a love scene, it's very technical.
Oh, yeah.
Very technical.
Yeah.
Right, but it
these
was-
amazing sheets that go all the way down to the male actor's pubic hair, but somehow curve upward to here
Somehow.
for the female. You know, it's weird. Sex scenes in the movies, people who aren't involved, I suppose people tend to think that, oh man, that must have been really cool, really well. No, there's the word. It's awful. It's the most unnatural thing you can participate in. And another movie, Fright Night Part 2, part of my job was to audition naked ladies for a scene. And you would think that would be a cool gig. But someone walks in, got a terry cloth robe on, and it's like, hi, chit-chat, a little schmoozing, and then, okay, the moment is here. And they might help you out and just disrobe spontaneously, or you might have to say something like, could you take off your clothes, please? And then what? They're standing there and sort of modeling their body for you, and you're, yes, very nice. Yes, great, thank you. And people back in my high school reunion, I tell the story, they go, oh, come, you're right, yeah, right. No, it's awkward and hard, and the best you can do is, there was one time in my career that a person who will remain nameless was just having a horrible time with the whole experience. And I got the crew down to about 3 people, and I said, all right, everybody, clothes off, and we all took off our clothes. And then she snapped out of it and was like, oh, well, okay, I'm ready. But it's like, when I see a nude sex scene, I go, oh, my heart goes out to whoever's having to shoot this, because it sounds easy and cool, and it's just not.
Yeah. Anything but sexy. It's really not, right?
Well, dogs, old people, babies. Yeah,
Sex
avoid those scenes at all
Right.
costs.
So
Right.
let's do one more question from me for Tommy, and then we'll go to some fan questions. Tommy, you've been very open about the initial fan backlash when the film was released. At what point did you?
Scars are slowly healing.
Yes. At what point did you start to realize that the movie was gaining its cult following?
Most people in this room probably know Sean Clark or know of him. Sean interviewed me once and talked me into trying one of these. Are we calling them cons?
Cons, yes.
Is that the common language? That's an interesting name for
Yeah,
these,
I don't love it.
isn't It's
Sounds
a
like a
con.
Yeah. A con is always a
I
negative.
call our president the con. So it's uncomfortable. Anyway, let's see, where were we?
At what point did you realize it was kind of gaining its cult status?
At that first time I went to, it was in New Jersey. It was a con, and people started walking up and ranting and raving about how great Halloween 3 was. And I had felt like I'd sort of taken a beating on it and tried to move on, and it's like it felt like a defeat. And from that day forward, I realized, hey, wait a minute. A, I love this movie and always have. B, this is a good movie. And C, most importantly, there are people out there who like it too.
Yep.
And from then on,
Yeah, I've noticed coming to these conventions in the last, what's like 20 years now we've been doing them. At first, people would kind of apologetically, sheepishly say, I really like the movie Halloween 3, but, you know, like they didn't want their friends or anybody else to know. And now people come out and they say, this is my favorite of all the Halloween movies.
I know.
So
That's
people,
remarkable, isn't it?
People have really come
I
to
don't
own
think
it.
any of us can get over how popular Halloween 3 has become.
and there must be at
Because
least
when we first started doing these things, guys would come up to me at the table and say, where the hell is Michael Myers? How come you don't have Michael Myers in the movie? Why'd you guys make this movie? Why wouldn't you put Michael Myers in the movie? And now nobody ever mentions Michael Myers, and they say how they watch it every Halloween now. That it's become their most favorite of the franchise, and that's very gratifying.
that's its secret weapon, is that although I love and am very proud of Halloween, the original, I had a lot to do with that. It's not about Halloween. It was originally entitled The Babysitter Murders. Halloween 3 is about Halloween.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it. All right, guys, let's go to some fan questions. Let's get some hands. Really, I've asked every question that you guys want to have. Oh, James.
Oh, we got
There's
one over here.
James. There he is.
Remember,
Don't be nervous. You look nervous. Don't be nervous. It's gonna work.
Had you come out, you were living there.
Oh, I understand too.
Yes.
Hi. My question, in kind of like the world of like reboots and timelines and another timeline and another reboot, has there ever been a discussion about reboot? I don't want to reboot, but a follow-up to. Oh, sorry. Has there ever been discussion of a follow-up to Season of the Witch? Because we have follow-ups to every other storyline in the franchise.
We all want to know if that fucking third channel got turned off or
What
not.
happened?
I think we had a few survivors. I've read at least 2, maybe 3 script attempts, spontaneous, fan attempts at Halloween 3 sequel. No. No serious discussions. I'm not sure where you go from there anyway. I have a lot of sequels or remakes on my resume, and I've never thought of a good one. If I could revisit the original and dig deeper into it, I would have had a sequence of the transformation, geez, my brain. I really need a cup of coffee, How Connell Cochran did this, turned people into cyborgs or robots or whatever they were. And I'd love to have explained it visually. I'd love to have taken us into some person, not one of the main characters, but just some person who gets that done to them. So we find out how it's done. It's a grisly, strange operation, and it doesn't take very long because, and I've been asked this question many times, just when did Ellie turn into one? Was she always one, or was she? And I naturally felt that, that could have all been explained by showing how quick it can happen and that it happened once she was captured.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're ever going to go revisit that, honestly. I don't see a sequel in the cards or or
Sounds
a
like potentially a prequel. Maybe some Connell Cochran prequel.
Yeah, you could prequel.
Listen, I'll write something up. I'll send it over. What else we got, guys?
You got one
Green.
in front?
Got a green shirt.
I'll teleport.
Yep. We'll do yours next over there. Yep. Silver Shamrock Novelties T-shirt. Let's go.
So I was just wondering, what was it like working with Dan O'Hurley, who obviously played Connell Cochran, because he's, a legend, and he's one of the most, important parts of the entire movie.
Well, you can ask actors and you can ask the director. I'll go first. Every actor that we hired on Halloween 3 was thoroughly professional, right down to the kids. It was really a noteworthy experience for a beginning director, because I didn't fully appreciate just how good everyone was until later, when I experienced less experienced and less professional actors. But boy, everyone was top notch, and Dan was right there. He was getting on in years and starting to forget some. He had some trouble with the lines, but man, the gravitas he brought to a part that could have just been a cartoon was incredible. So check on that.
Yeah, you said exactly what I was going to say. He was a consummate professional. But what I remember of him was we would be talking off camera, when they were setting up, and he was warm and friendly. And the minute Tommy Lee said action, that he just
Hurley.
he turned.
Oh my God!
Into Colonel
Yeah.
Cochran. I mean, like that. It was
Yeah.
wonderful to watch.
Oh yeah.
Good
True.
question.
True. What a fantastic actor he was, and incredibly professional and very un-Irish in his Irishness. I mean, he was not the usual bullshit artist, hail fellow well met kind of guy. He was just there. He was that guy. He was that character.
I've got something to share with you as a footnote to the Dan O'Hurley story. I think he carved out the role, and I could almost say you can't imagine anybody else in the part.
Yeah.
However, is there anybody here old enough to remember Fred McMurray?
Oh, yeah.
My three sons.
Good old Fred. And yes, everyone remembers him as this grandfatherly figure, avuncular figure from My Three Sons, and kindly kind of stand in the corner and smoke his pipe and give out little aphorisms about growing up and shit. He also had an earlier career as a truly evil guy. For example, with Barbara Stanwyck in a great Billy Wilder movie called Double Indemnity. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The reason I brought it up was that before Dan hit the scene, we were considering Fred McMurray, and in fact made an offer, and he turned us down.
Interesting.
Fred McMurray in that role would have been pretty strange, pretty nutty. I would have liked that, but boy, I'm actually glad now that he turned us down, because Dan did such a great job.
Hi. I would love to ask, they've become so iconic now, but what led to you deciding on those three masks to be the face of not just the movie practically, but also the corporation and everything that came after?
Well, like so many, if you're a rock and roll fan or a Beatles fan, there's all this looking back on certain songs and, oh my God, the lyrics and what were they, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out, oh, they just had to grab something before lunch, you know, and they threw it away. There's a very logical way we got to those three masks, and it wasn't by careful design. We didn't have much money. Deborah Hill, the producer, was watching our pennies like crazy. We went to see the mask maker, Don Post, and Don had been selling the skull mask for years before Halloween 3, actually in white, pink, and green, all of which glowed in the dark. So Deborah had her eye on the budget and said, could we use that in the movie? Don said, sure. And he said, as a matter of fact, I've got another one we're working on. Maybe you'd be interested in that one. And he showed us this eerie green witch. Wow, let's take that one. And then Deborah turned to me and said, now we're down to something we can afford. You can design one mask. What's it going to be? And it was like, well, skull, you know, witch. What's missing from Halloween? So it didn't take a genius to figure out that maybe a pumpkin would be the right choice. And, you know, these colors have become iconic. I'm so pleased at the way it all fell together because they seem like they were designed very carefully from the beginning, but it just wasn't that way.
Great question. Who else we got?
Right over here, hold on.
Let's do maybe two more. And then
Getting
wrap
my
it up.
steps in, Larry.
Thanks, buddy. You're the best.
Hi. I was just wondering, like, how you guys ended up with the Silver Shamrock name and if there were different names considered and different logos considered. Yeah. Thank you.
Great question.
Silver Shamrock came right out of Nigel Neal's original script. The jingle came out of my head because Deborah said, Tommy, we got to have a jingle. You've either got to just write one or make one up or find one that's in the public domain. So I sort of split the difference and went with London Bridge and just threw in my own. Those are all my voices. Just speed it up like the Chipmunks. And instrumentation and stuff. Actually, that boom, 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 boom. Anybody who has ever had piano lessons knows that's the opening to this little recital piece called The Spinning Song. I see a few people nodding ruefully. Yeah.
Let's get one more fan. What we got?
Oh, right in the front row.
There we go.
You can just stand up and start yelling. No, just kidding.
We don't usually
Make
take
him run,
questions
make
from
him run.
Patriots fans, but we'll make
Faster,
an exception.
faster.
Hi. That's loud. So obviously you guys have been in a lot of things, but if you were asked what's your one thing you think of when someone says, what do you remember most about being in Halloween 3, good, bad, ugly, whatever it was, whether it be a scene or a moment or a filming experience, what would you say it was?
Oh, my favorite scene to shoot and actually to watch too was when I get decapitated and my arm, because of the way they filmed it. It was so cool because this is way before green screen or anything like that. So old-fashioned movie making, they had a platform built, and I had a body double who was wearing the exact same, and she was the exact same size as I was, wearing the exact outfit that I'd been wearing at that point for at least a couple of weeks. So every time I looked down, it's the same, you know, the sweater and the jeans and the thing, and she's lying over, you know, a few feet away with her head in a hole, and I've crawled under the same platform, and I'm here with just my head up, and I'm looking at my body over there. It was so freaking cool. It really was. It really was. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
If I could suggest to Tom that he tell us, I don't know if it was your favorite moment in the movie, but you did most of the first week with pneumonia.
Oh yeah, but that was just part of the job. But I got the walking pneumonia while we were up in Lolita, and had to had to do this sequence of running down the street, climbing out windows, climbing up ladders, running over roofs, jump over this, get into that, get out of that, and come on. And I thought, I'm going to die. I'm going to die right here, and nobody is going to know why.
You may recall that Dr. Chalice from time to time would pull a bandana from his pocket and sort of dab it around. It's like a little piece of business, but it was real.
Yeah. But it was fun, and it wasn't a big deal, and it was... But I was a little disappointed that so little of it got into the movie. It seemed like there was so much, because you never do anything once either. You run down the street and you climb the ladder 3 times or 4 times and stuff like that. So it felt like a lot. But then when you look at it in the movie, it's bang,
So
over. Nothing. Easy.
I think my own favorite high point came very early in location scouting. Tom has already referred to it, but let me give you a brief background. Tom and I met on The Fog, which was a couple of movies before Halloween 3. And my favorite experience on The Fog was in location scouting, because John and Deborah and I and maybe Barry Bernardi got in a car and started way up the coast and came down the coast with a book of lighthouses, checking them out to find, is there a perfect one that we can make this movie with? And we almost skipped the Point Reyes because the photo in the book was this squat little nothing of a lighthouse, and we thought, well, let's just go see just in case. And so we enter the town of Point Reyes Station, and as Tom was echoing a while ago on Halloween 3, everywhere you looked was a scene from the movie. It was magic. It was, oh my God, look at this street. It'll be perfect with fog going down the street. And there's the church, and then drive out here. Oh my God, it's just magic. We'll shoot all this, and we'll use an orange car so it stands out. Oh, and we know the lighthouse is bullshit, so let's go out there anyway. And we went out, and if you've ever been, it's magic. You go out, you walk, and suddenly it reveals itself about 5 million miles down these stairs, and the setting is just outrageous. The fact the lighthouse is not very tall matters not at all. It's just amazing. And suddenly, how often in a career do you come to a place that gives you your whole movie? All you got to do is show up and start shooting. Well, lightning struck twice. And on Halloween 3, as Tom described, when we hit Lolita and that spooky little village and the motel over here and yada, yada, yada. That was the high point for me, because I couldn't believe it was happening again that easy. It never happens on a movie. Usually you have to go to 8 different places to put down, make it appear as one. That was my favorite moment.
Awesome. Great. All right, I'm gonna ask one question I like to ask of all the guests in any panel that I hosted. It sounds like an easier question than it really is, but I'd love to hear it from celebrities and from some of my favorite actors and filmmakers. Start with Tommy, since he's right on my left. What's your favorite horror movie?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original.
Got it. It's a great choice. Stacey, your favorite?
The Exorcist, of course.
The
Yes.
Exorcist, of course. There you go. Well, since I don't see a lot of them, I'm going to say Halloween 3.
It's a great choice. Halloween 3 is a great
Halloween
choice.
3.
Mr. Atkins, what's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie? Bride of Frankenstein,
Yes.
1939 or 40, 41, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I went and saw it at the movie theater. No, I didn't.
No, you did not. No, you did.
I am old, but I'm not quite that old, but almost.
What's your favorite horror movie?
I don't know whether am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
I don't know whether you put it in that vein or not, but it's the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Ah,
Beautiful choice.
We love Rico.
Beautiful choice. Guys, how about a round of applause for our cast, our director, our writer.
ah, thank you. That's so sweet of all of you.
Extra
Thank
round of
you.
applause for Dick Warlock for being here when he's not feeling well. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Again, Tommy, Stacey, Tom, Dick, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.